Good morning, YouTube. If you like what you see so far, if you like what's on my channel, hit the subscribe button right away. Hit the bell for notification. Today we're going to talk about Athearn locomotives and the progression of the engines from what I remember as a kid. They started out with the Athearn blue box from the 50s. I would say anywhere from what I gathered on the research from the 50s, 60s, 70s era, roughly to the 80s. Then they phased them out. Then from the 90s, I would say to early 2000, they went to these. And then from there, they went to, I told you I got a lot of locomotives, to here. From here, they also have two main lines, which are these two. They still, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they still use this line too. But if you can tell, yes, I have a lot of locomotives. We're going to kind of dive in here in a minute. I love locomotives. I've got over 200 of them. Someone said last night on a live stream, oh, I got to put decoders in. I feel your pain because I got a lot of them. So here's the blue box. Here's the lid. In the blue box kit, this is what I believe is a GP9. I just had to verify to make sure. I'm going to move you this way. So yes, in the old blue box, you had to put the handrails in, the back rails, the front rails, the couplings. What's interesting on this, I just noticed it, my side came off, which is no big deal. They just very carefully snap in just like that. So this is your basic Athearn engine. Now, what's funny about this one, this is a dummy unit. I do have another donor engine. I cannot show you the Athearn engine in here because there is no Athearn engine in it. I didn't know I grabbed the dummy one, but hey, it happens. And all I'm doing is just prying up on the sides and dropping it. But yes, this is a dummy unit. As you can see, an old Athearn engine. You can see the 4 holes. This is where your engine would mount. Your counterweight would be on top. And then you'd have your dog bone into your gears on either side. This is going to be swapped out. I do have in one of my containers the engine that will go in here. I could theoretically buy all the parts through Athearn or trace them down, which I might do. But yes, this is what you call a donor chassis. And it's a dummy. And here's the shell. And like I said, the blue box kits were probably from the 50s all the way up to about late 80s to early 90s. And then they switched over to the other one. In this kit, you will get all your parts, your couplers, and whatever else is in here. What's nice about the old blue box is you get the part sheet. So theoretically, you could go to Athearn, still get the engine mount, put the engine in. The only hard part you will have trying to do is getting weight on this. But for me, it's a metal chassis, so you wouldn't have to add too much weight. You can add more weight if it's not. And then you'd have to get trucks that have gears in it. Like I said, I have another GP9 frame that I'm just going to take and move over, and then this will be an up and running GP9 Milwaukee Road. Now what's unique about this one, if you look right here, there is no numbers. So I can add any numbers I want. And I'm just looking in the inside. There is no way to light up the number boards, which is fine. But yes, this is a GP9. Like I said, it will get a donor chassis underneath it. That donor chassis I do have. My good buddy Harry Athearn bought it for me many years ago, and then I paid him back for it. And yes, I do struggle putting these things back on. They're sometimes a pain in the butt. But that's what makes these videos real. I might have put the engine in backwards, but like I said, that is a GP9. These are, boy, you can go on YouTube, or not YouTube, Facebook, apparently it's not my day to put these things back together. You can go on Facebook groups, find these. You can go, there we go. You can go on Facebook, you can go on eBay. You can still find these blue boxes. And in this kit too, I got one of the rails. I don't think it came with the other rail. Like I said, this kit hasn't been looked at in a while. So, I will have to get thin piano wire, make the same rail like this, but it's no biggie. It's not hard to do. And then make the other rail. So you have one rail. I just gotta make it for the other side. So, there's the blue box. These are good old staple kits, I call them. We'll put that like that. And then I'll put that up there. Like I said, here's all your parts. You would have to put each individual stirrup in. You would have the back rail, I believe, in here. And then a handrail. Not that hard of a kit. Just means I gotta find a handrail, but I'm not too worried about it. So that is the Athearn Blue Box. Which I'm surprised they don't have a date on it. Why are you sticking up? It's just being more poofy than normal. But yeah, that is an Athearn Blue Box for you. If you can't tell, that box ain't sitting down. It's being poofy. Then you have Athearn Ready to Roll. This is a Wisconsin Central. Just kind of seeing something. Now these are pretty, these are becoming the norm, I would say. You slide them off. Set that box there. Slide that up. I mean, like I said, you got different things to get out of the way. And there she is. That's how you unbox an Athearn, by the way, if you want to know. We'll slide the engine over here. Also, in this kit, like on most kits, you do get an instruction sheet. So there's your instruction sheet. Very detailed part list of what you need. Move all this out of the way real quick. Yes, you can tell I haven't taken this out. I love it. This reminds me, this is supposed to be like a yellow color. I'll zip you in. So this is actually supposed to be more of a yellow color. It's a little off. I call it sunfade. It don't bother me. But yes, this is the Wisconsin Central. This is a switching engine. And yes, you can tell I haven't played with these in a while. I've got a lot of other things on my mind. And I believe I think the engines come off this. Yeah, they come off the same way. You'd have to pry on the side and lift up. Or not unless the coupler's got to come off. I don't remember. But you would pull the bottom off. And there's the bottom of the wheels. And I think it's like the Atlas, I think. If you pull the couplers, it makes it a lot easier to pull these off. And then it's basically the same thing. You just pull it off the side. You have your engine inside, which I don't feel like destroying right now. Here's your weight right here. But your engine sits right here. And then you'd have your dog collars going on either side. And I should have had this open, but it's realistic. I'm just kind of still cruising. I think you could just pull this off on the top. If not, you have to pull the couplers. I know in the Atlas it's that way. But yes, this is what an Atlas or Athearn Ready to Roll engine looks like. And then if you go this way, you come to this big boy. This is a Genesis box. Then you get all your instructions and all that. And then from there, like I said, I don't pull these things apart yet. I haven't figured out how they come apart yet. But I can show you roughly and give you an idea of what they look like. And in here is the Wisconsin Southern. And that's interesting. You see that right there? That's lube gear. So that's telling me the lube is working through. Yep, you can see the lube gear is got heated up. So I will go grab a towel off the camera, pull that apart, and clean that off. And I will probably stick my hand in it like a ding dong. But the shell does come off. In here is your engine right here, your weights right here. You still have your dog collars. And like I said, it's no different from that guy to this guy. Besides the different engines. You can pull these off. These are already DC plug-ins, meaning you can plug in DCC into them. Or if you like hardwire them, you can pull them apart, put DCC in them. So then you have that. Set that aside. I'm just showing you. I'm not getting into detail. The only reason why I pull the blue box off because I know how they pull off. On camera, when I pull these apart, it just gets me a little nervous and I don't want to pull them apart right now. But eventually you will see me. I will probably take all my locomotives, pull them apart, re-lube them, re-put grease in them, and work on it that way. This is the Athearn Blue Box Genesis. I'm pulling it apart right now. You guys actually can look up on YouTube, on my channel right below, me running this one. In this box also you have the old couplings and all that. And then you just basically pull it apart the same way. And then, I love Athearn for this, but they got all these dang sleeves and little styrofoam. So we'll set that aside. Like I said, I haven't pulled these things apart in a while, which I will start going through, and there it is. This one is a GP 15-1. This sits up here, just pull that off. And there's your basic locomotive. This does have a decoder in it. This has a DCC in it, which is sitting right back in here. You can pull that decoder off, put a new one. Here is what the bottom looks like. That screw holds the tank. And yes, we're just going to set this aside real quick, and then I'll put all these away. I should have kept out the blue box, but I didn't. So, we'll slide these all here. This is the Athearn Blue Genesis box. This is the Athearn Genesis Yellow box. This is the Ready to Roll. And there's your basic locomotives, which is kind of funny because if you look at it, this is an SW1000, this is an MP15, this is GP. If you can't tell, they're all switching locomotives. He can be used over the road a little bit, but... And there's your basic Athearn run-through. From the blue box to these locomotives nowadays. As simple as that. If you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button. If you want me to, I will post a link for our Athearns in the description below. But that's basically all the Athearns I have for right now. Catch you later.